What's up, guys? Teddy Striker here, and in this video I want to talk about how long I think that Sean O'Malley's title reign will last, or the Sugar Show as he likes to call it. And I just want to first off start by saying that Sean O'Malley is really, really good, and in my opinion right now he has to be in the top 5 best strikers in the UFC. His skills, his timing and everything, and he's just that good, and he proved it against Aljamain Sterling. And regardless of whatever the reason was why Sterling didn't go for the grappling, Sean O'Malley did what he was supposed to do, and that's put Aljamain Sterling to sleep and snipe him. And all week he was saying that, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, who has he knocked out?" And Aljamain Sterling was actually saying that too. Like, he was saying, "Who's the last person he knocked out?" Or like, who has he knocked out that's still on the UFC roster? And he did make some good points, but regardless, Sean O'Malley does hit hard. We've seen that he even dropped Peter, and the only other person that did that was John Dodson in the UFC. And that itself should tell you that this guy is not to be underestimated. He's a sniper, he hits hard, and he's very, very fast. But to be honest, if fighters are like looking at Sean O'Malley in a similar way that Aljamain Sterling was, which is by kind of underestimating him, that can be really, really good for him. As long as he doesn't, start to change his attitude towards the fight game. Like, we've seen many champions do in the past. Like, as soon as they start defending their belt a few times, or as soon as the checks get bigger, they start to change their attitude. But I think that Sean O'Malley's I personally don't think he's going to do that. Like, at least with the money part, because the guy is already, like, making a lot of money. He's already very rich, and that's very interesting that he's that rich, but he still has that type of hunger to be a champion and defend his belt and everything. Of course, he's got, like, his YouTube channel, which he's making a lot of money from. He's got, a few houses that he's already, like, bought, and, like, he's into the real estate business, which is going to bring him even more money. And then he's getting his UFC, like, payouts, which is going to make him even more money on top of everything he's already earning. But like I said, when you become a champion and, you have that pressure of defending the title, or, like, you start thinking that you're, like, untouchable, that can be very dangerous for you. Like, we've seen that with former champions. They've said, like, they get burned out, or they just don't want to deal with that pressure anymore or whatever. But I think that, given that Sean O'Malley's he's a star already before he was a champion, I think that's going to help him. And I don't think he's going to, start doing that type of stuff where he starts getting worn out or anything. But I personally think that he's going to beat Chito Vera in December, which is very weird now that apparently Conor McGregor is going to return in December. But tune into that. I'm going to make a video on the Conor McGregor situation tomorrow, I think, or maybe the day after. But either way, I think that Sean O'Malley is going to fight Chito in December, and I think he's going to beat him pretty handedly by a decision that I think he's going to be able to just stay ahead of Chito and do what he was supposed to do in their first fight. And then after that, I don't think he's going to make too quick of a turnaround, but I think he'll be back in the first quarter of 2024. And, now that Aljamain Sterling is talking about staying in the division and how he wants a rematch, I think there's a good chance that after beating Chito, he could have a rematch with Aljamain Sterling. But in my opinion, what's going to happen is he's going to fight Chito, beat Chito, and then he's going to take on Corey Sandhagen. And I think he's going to beat Corey Sandhagen. I think that on the feet, he's going to be, like, much sharper than Corey Sandhagen, especially now that Sandhagen's, focusing more of his time to grappling rather than striking. And I think that's going to give Sean O'Malley the edge. And I don't think Corey Sandhagen's grappling is going to be, like, too strong enough to take someone like Sean O'Malley. I know Corey Sandhagen ragdolled Ralph Hunt, but I don't think Ralph Hunt's that good of a grappler. But I think Sean O'Malley's a superior grappler than Ralph Hunt. So I think that O'Malley's gonna beat Corey Sandhagen. And then I think that he has a good chance of fighting Aljamain Sterling in a rematch after that. And right now, I think that he would beat Aljamain Sterling. And then after that, I think he's either going to fight either Merab Dvalishvili, Henry Cejudo, or Peter Yan. And, I think that there's a good chance that Merab might get skipped because he should be next for a title, but he's not accepting it. But I think that once he beats Aljamain Sterling in the rematch, I think he's going to lose to either one of Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, or Merab. But I think the Suga Show will last for at least a year.